Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So many of our friends have found out that I start a new group in the Facebook. The name of the group is Pensando Wing Chun. So this is a Facebook, and the link is under this video. Now I start this group. The notions is to provide a place and a objective and scientific place where people can talk, people can reason, people can argue, but with reasoning, with evidence, science, and history. We need a place like that because traditional Chinese martial art, traditional Chinese meditation, Qigong, Taoist stuff is not functioning today. It's not only today's is the problem. Back about 100 years ago is already problem. So as I shared the other day on the secret of golden flower, the translations is problematic. The reason for that is because if we never really experience whatever we are talking about, we actually don't know what it is. It is like San Francisco, right? If you've never been in San Francisco and you have read a lot of books about San Francisco, you see a lot of picture about San Francisco, photo about San Francisco, and in your mind, you think that San Francisco is that way, but that is not San Francisco. You need to go to San Francisco to know what is San Francisco. So 100 years ago, many Westerners go to China. They really mean good. The issue is that they did not learn that thing. So they thought they can translate the words. They thought that they can categorize it like the Chinese philosophy. But it ended up that they really don't know what it is. They will never be able to develop that skill. Same with like oftenly said, the Qi Guang's writing. You can see even university have the thesis and so forth, but they do not understand. They just running on the surface. So there is one of the problem. So the Westerners do not understand, and you have a lot of books in the Western world and so forth. People thought, well, I understand this and that. And then at the same time, the Chinese will say, you see, that famous people is publishing, the expert is publishing the Chinese book from Taoist, like The Secret of Golden Flower. That means Taoist is real, is good. Same with martial arts. Many people say, you see, the Westerner is come to China or to Asia to learn this Chinese martial art. And that means that's good. Well, that is not the reason to say anything is good or not good. We must know what is exactly going on, or else it is a disaster. And since 100 years ago, 1910 at that time, until today, you know that there is problem there. I'm retired now, and I can tell you openly. When I start all this journey, I really do not have the mind like to be the grandmaster of the world or the number one guy or the best fighter. My intention is just to find out what is it? How is this work? Because, you know, I'm very engineering born, like a design engineer. Hey, how is this design? How is it work? That's all what I want to know. And now by when I'm 60 something now, almost at the end of my life, you know what I found out? What I found out is most people do not know what it is. And what I thought decades ago and what I found out today is a completely different story. And that is pretty scary. It is really scary. Scary not about me. Scary is about so all the people who really put a faith on it, you know it cannot deliver. That is the scary part. Sure, we can make believe, right? I can tell you, I'm a direct line from the Yip Gam, the grandmaster in the red boat for real 1850. History, you can track him. We have all the evidence until me, I'm the fifth generation, blah, 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 blah. But that doesn't tell you what is the technical truth, what is going on. In Wing Chun and in Chinese culture, in the Buddhist culture, in the Taoist culture, what is going on? How is those things supposed to work? It doesn't. And when you don't know how it works, how are you going to face the outside world? You know it's going to get obsolete. You know it's going to get phased out. It's evolution. Human is about evolutions. So that's why I create this group. It's not just for Wing Chun, it's for everybody. You want to know meditation, you want to know anything, just go down there and discuss with somebody over there, some friends over there who have the like-minded, and go really technical only. And everybody learn. Now, what I just share with you is just an idea. It's a wish. If I just say that, I really still say nothing. So now I want to tell you something which is, if you don't go through this way, be it in meditations, in martial art, in Wing Chun, in any Chinese martial art, you cannot deliver. Seriously. So again, it is a scary stuff. So let's look at something really tangible, okay, which is I can share with you. See, in the past, many people have the title Grandmaster, but Most people I know today with the title Grandmaster is not really a Grandmaster, but today's scientific Olympic level or the real Zen masters level, that type of standard, they are never Grandmaster. So what is it got to do with anything? It got to do everything. Because again, it is technology. If you don't know the details, you cannot make it work. If you cannot make it work, you think about thousands or 100,000 of people following you. That is a disaster. So let's look at something really fun. So this is 1850s Wing Chun, the first level. This is the uniqueness of the style. This is the body conditioning. You have the three things. This is nurture chi, this is fitness, this is martial art, where you got explosive power, everything. And today you can measure it, you can scientifically map it so that everybody know what is the notion to do this. The notion to do this is so that everybody be able to get it. What is a sifu in the ancient? A sifu in ancient is to teach you so that you be able to do what he can do, or even better. A sifu is not staying up there in the pedestal and you bow at him and then you give him red package. And you talk about, oh, once upon a time, my sifu is so great fighter. No. A sifu is the person who teach you so that you be able to be as good as him or better than him. Okay. So there's a reason this is this thing here. This is your uniqueness. This is the body conditioning, which is the first level. The second level is your tactical, all this playing, dynamically playing the momentum game with the distance, angle, and level changes. Tactical. So martial art have these two levels. Now, let's just look at this body conditioning. You want to play here, it's like you want to race your car, you need to have a car with a real deal engine. Okay? So just like look at this body conditioning. So as this is in my books, which one? The Wing Chun Inception, the H model. So it exists the nurture chi training, the fitness training, the martial art training. Nurture chi training is actually lead direct to the Taoist cultivation. You want to practice like the practice within the Secret of Golden Flower, that book, you need to go through this. You need to go through this nurture chi part. No exception. Okay? Meaning you need to be able to go from intelligent world to natural world. It never is just thinking of philosophy. You need to get into that state. Physiological states. You need to get into there. If you want to train martial arts, you have to have the training goal. Like the training goal is condition your body. There's belong to the fitness training. The training goal is for fighting training. There's for the martial art training. So if you want to go to train the internal, the meditations, the samadhi, the dhyana, you have to go through this path, the nurture chi path. This is just a beginning. The very beginning of the secret of golden flower is this path. which is the N1 process in the Wing Chun Inception book. Okay, now, for martial arts, you need to go up here, and this is for fitness. Fitness is like today's aerobic. Okay, aerobic training. And it is better than aerobic in general because it, via the breathing, it be able to manage your internal organs better. Okay, so there's the fitness part. And then the martial art training. Now, if you got this nurture chi, quiet your mind, get into this meditative, and you deal with the energy, chi, real chi energy, okay? Not today's qigong, 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 but nobody know what the heck is going on. You will be able to pass this test, like you put a 20 minutes in that practice, you drop your heart rate, and you just increase your heart rate variability after that. That's why it is here. Heart rate variability, dropping the heart rate, the breathing, and so forth. Okay, heart rate variability. So until you be able to do that, you really don't know what it is in the internal, like Xing Qi to Dan Tian, nurture Qi. You really don't know what it is. Let's not bullshit each other. And I'm saying here is not like I'm a grandmaster. I'm here is like a college lecturer. I tell you, this is what it is. This is what possible. If you spend about 3 weeks in N1 process of my book, Wing Chun Inception, you'll be able to do this. Maybe probably it's not as this good, or maybe it's better, who knows? Different people, different thing. But you will get the result. You'll be able to go via these directions. You know what it is. Okay. So it is like you go to university. Not everybody can be Einsteins, right? But you can know physics. So you can clearly know how to enter from intelligent world to the nature world. Now, for this fitness, you go jogging, you go running for the minimum, you know what it is. Okay? However, when you get to this martial art training, this is not what most people think. Using today's sports science language, this martial art training, you have to go through this. I'm using the like a very common running example. This is a sports science terminology, and using running, for example, as example. First, you got to get into the lactate threshold training. The lactate threshold training is between 84% and 88% of your heart rate. Over here, it's 80 to 90, 90 to 100. There's the training here. So a scientific description is here. 84 lactate threshold training, 84 to 80% lactic acid interval. Running at this level can be tiring, but you should be able to finish your workout. You may feel short of breath, and your muscle will feel a little bit heavy from the accumulated lactic acid. This can train your lactic acid threshold and your body's ability to drain the acid. This will also enhance your aerobic ability, because we produce this lactic threshold. We want to shift out the lactic threshold. At that time, it is, you see that, it is short of breath. Your muscle will feel heavy. This is just running. Think about if I go sparring. It's not running anymore. I have an opponent there. Okay, and my full body have to go. And then you got the basic anaerobic, 88 to 95%, which is around here, between accelerate impulse momentum handling and full accelerate impulse momentum handling. 88 to 95% basic anaerobic interval running at this level is exhausting. So here is short of breath. Muscle will feel heavy. Okay, so this is like comfortably hot workout. This is exhausting workout. You may experience heavy breathing and short of breath afterward. This is common during moderate interval training. This training can exercise your lactic acid tolerance and anaerobic endurance. So this is a hard training. A hard training. It is this level, at this level. And that belongs to martial art training. And then on top of that is the advanced anaerobic, which is 95 to 100%. Advanced anaerobic interval running at this intervals is exhausting. And it may be difficult to complete the workout. This is common during high intensity interval training. This training can improve speed and anaerobic capacity. So this is speed. This is endurance, more endurance, and the handling of your muscle and so forth. Under the anaerobic, this is just speed. So there's a full accelerate impulse momentum handling. Now I ask you guys the questions. How the world are we going to fight if we never go through that lactic threshold, basic anaerobic, and anaerobic training, or advanced anaerobic training, this three training. So within this, there are three training, lactic threshold, or threshold training, usually we call it, basic anaerobic and advanced anaerobic. How are we supposed to function if we have never had this training? Okay. You believe when those people say, "Chi, soft, you fudging." You believe that? Forget about it. Forget about it. You know, there are things I never tell you guys. Like, for example, you can see me play Xiu Lim Tao. Soft, right? That is called the soft part of training. But that is a hard part of a training. The same training, this is a soft. There's a hard one. There's the hard one, which you don't know, right? Why I need the hard one? Because all muscle, including my spine muscle, my intra-abdominal pressure down to my leg, need to support whatever I do on my hand and my arm. Isn't it say that externally train the bone, sinews, and muscle? That's what it is, the hard part. Now, internally train the breathing is you say Xing Qi and all those goodies, you know, train your internal organs and everything. So they do it softly. Now, when you're doing the hard, your internal training, the Qi of breathing, get into your intra-abdominal pressure. So that is a hard training there. Anybody just tell you, soft training, you go develop the whatever power, you call it bullshit. Because if you just do that, you never develop your muscle, not be able to develop your conditions, your bones, your muscle, your intra-abdominal pressure. How the hell are you going to go perform in here? How are you going to perform here? It doesn't work. So you have to perform here. Without this is just running example. With the running example, you want to face somebody, go fast. You need that. So just now I share with you all this hard training. Just look at it. This is how that hard training is. Okay. And this is with my age, with my Apple Watch. Okay. And look at this, you say that it is 79% anaerobic, 20% aerobic. The measure of this workout was spent in the hard zone. Training in this manner will increase your aerobic performance capacity. You look at this is zone 4. This is a zone 4 type of training. It is a lactic threshold training. So what is it? This can train your lactic acid threshold and your body's ability to drain the acid. This will also enhance your aerobic ability. Have you seen that before? Before tonight, I share with you. So is your 小念头 just like this, waving? Of course it's not. This is the hard one, and the heart rate will pump up to lactic threshold. And you want to go faster, it's going to go up to basic anaerobic, and then you use the same thing, go for what? Your heavy back striking, your sparring. Now, if you don't have this type of training, and this is well controlled, you see my heart rate? You go up slowly, go up to the really far. Now I'm 63-year-old, so my maximum heart rate is 157, something like that. It's go on 150. It's blue, and get it down. It's all well controlled. So this is not aerobic deficiency syndrome stuff where when you start like this, fly high like that. No, this is go slowly to anaerobic. This is already an anaerobic threshold. Lactic threshold training. You go threshold training. So you got 14 minutes there, and I get 1 minute in the up here in the basic anaerobic. 1 minute there. This is 14 minutes there. And then it come down, like it start from there. So it's 20% aerobic, 79% anaerobic. This is a 20 minutes training, right? 9:04 a.m. to 24, more than 20, 20 minutes. About 20 minutes, okay? So that is that part of the training. Without that part of training, how are you going to fight? How are you going to defend yourself? how are you going to have the body to handle your uniqueness? How are you going to have your body to handle this? Of course, when this happened, it happened where? It happened here. When the fighting happened, it happened in advanced anaerobic, because that is the fastest way you want to KO your opponent, and your opponent for sure is not going to let you do that. So it is really high stress, high intensity. It is very exhausting. And you can only say do it for what, 2-3 minutes, and you need rest, because as soon as you use anaerobic, the what do you call it, the cups as energy in anaerobic, you cannot stand that long, and after that your body tired and exhausting. So is that true that you practice slowly? You practice with this tensing, like you play a dumbbell pushing in a Shilin Tao, you will develop internal art. Or you play Tai Chi. Is that true? Well, scientifically, we can prove it is not true at all. That's why those kind of stuff, when you face Xi Xiaodong, who play the MMA, you're gone. Because those who train this for martial arts. In here. And the beauty of traditional Chinese martial arts is because it have this part. And it have a good amount of this part take care of internal organs. Otherwise, if you just have this part, like you look at so many MMA player, you see that they will live with a lot of injury. Okay. So this is reality. So there are no such thing as internal, this fudging, this internal, forget about it. Now, why do I have this? Why do I have this part? Well, just to share with you. Besides sharing with you is I track myself because I don't want to screw my body. Anything, if you overloading, you're going to kill yourself. So on one way, this is, as well as shared with you already, is an anaerobic. You go even up to zone 5, and it covers this thing. Not quite advanced anaerobic, but over here, on the other hand, it covers this nurture qi. You get down to nurture qi. So Wing Chun 1850 have this. And this is just the engine. It just doesn't even talk about techniques. I didn't talk about techniques at all. I didn't talk about uniqueness, the short strike uniqueness, or no, the tactical and so forth, right? It's just your engine. Do you have the engine in your body to do the job? So this is the truth. This is the truth I found out. There is no secret. There is no magical thing. There is no godlike stuff. You want that those skill, the ability, you need to train their heart for it. Okay. Now, I get this far. I get this far. One of the reasons is because I am born diabetic type 1. I have to take care of this body. Well, you talk about sparring, go sparring. You know, when I'm young, I love to sparring too. You know, I'm not the top of the class, but at least I'm the the middle and close to the top of the class when I do sparring. But that is not important. The important is you look back, you look at, so there are thousands and 100,000s of people. How are we going to let them know what is going on? Is it something they want to get in, or they don't want to get in? Or can their body handle that? How to get there? How to get to the threshold, to the basic anaerobic, to aerobic, all these things? How? Because it's not only one, oh, I'm the king of martial arts. That's not important. The important is how to make everybody be able to make use of this training for a better living, daily living. So that's my notion. I care less on who is a better fighting who, but the issue is that how many people can we help them? How can we educate them, saying that, hey man, you train that because this techniques, that techniques is not going to work. Why? Do you know what is lactate threshold training? Have you trained that way? Can you handle your heart rate, your cardio respiratory system going up, going down? Can you exert it really fast? If you don't have that, you don't have the body to do that. It's like you using a four-cylinder Honda Civic try to race in the Ferrari race. You end up screw up your entire car. What good is that? So today I tell you already, there's the hard part of this Yulim Tao, all this training, where your body link together because you need all those muscle, those sinews, those tendon, the bone, the joint to be one. When you strike at the heavy bags, when you need all those things. Lifting a dumbbell will not be able to do that. You have to like lifting a barbell and be able to wave your barbell the entire body. But if you don't have the basic fitness, don't have the basic aerobic, like running, brisk walking, you don't have the basic of resting your body, nurture qi. You're not supposed to touch those whatever on top there. Because how the hell we know that our body can do that? And there is a balance between training and this get into the nurture qi and the fitness. Basically, what you are facing is, if you want to train, you need to know what this workout for you. It is for the nurture qi, it is for the fitness, it is for the threshold, it is for basic anaerobic, it is for aerobic, it is for your body, it is for your intra-abdominal pressure, it is for your joints, it is for your muscle, which is supporting your spine and so forth. What is this? And then between the training and the recovery, you need to know how much work you are doing. What is the intensity? Is the intensity is in the fitness level, or is in the threshold level, or the advanced anaerobic level? And then how frequent will you do it? And then on the other side is your recovery time. You have to balance that. So if without sports science, do you think I'd be able to tell you what I'm telling you today? This clear? Of course, it cannot be done. You look at the ancient Chinese Kung Fu today, they don't have this. Meaning, on top of the fitness, the martial art training part, even though there are ancient writing, but today's sports science have already went much advanced than the ancient Chinese. Okay, I can tell you that there's something called threshold training, anaerobic basic training, advanced anaerobic training, but the ancient Chinese is only said martial art training. That is very different because the sports science today be able to track and everything. And as what I just shared with you, I can track my my heart rate, see that whether it's jumping around or I can handle it and so forth, so forth, so forth. So you like it or not, in the martial art part, the body conditioning, the modern sports science have already very advanced, much advanced than the ancient. Much advanced than the ancient Chinese. While the ancient Chinese have a benefit in the fitness, down to the nurture chi and down to the samadhi. On top of this training, on this part, the ancient Chinese have a lot of training which we do not know today. Why? Because people like to keep it on their family. It's just like, for example, for this training. This training, you don't know what I'm training, right? But I can explain to you what I'm training here in terms of using sports science and saying that this is this type of training. And if I want to go for martial art, I better to have this type of training. I can go anaerobic base back to the threshold. See, going coming down. Go raise up, going down, up and down, up and down. That means there's handling. That is the Kung Fu, the part of the Kung Fu, the technology. But you can use Western to explain it, to know, to pinpoint what it is. So this is what I like to share with you. Get a tracker if you really guys want to train martial arts or meditations or Wing Chun or any other arts. Don't screw yourself, okay? Tracking your heart rate. Today, Apple Watch is very good. My Apple SE is really, is not, is affordable. Garmin 255 is affordable. Like this Huawei GT Runner is affordable. This is all good stuff. You need it if you're really serious on this thing. So again, back to the group. Pensando Wing Chun. You need to think about it. Think really clearly what we are doing. It's not kisa Wing Chun. Okay? You need to think really clearly. In my world, there is no grandmaster. There is no best fighter. In my world, there's only technology. We need the technology so that everybody can improve their life. That is more beneficial than go become who fight who and then claim that who is the best fighter. I was born, have no chance to be the best fighter because I born with diabetic type 1. I don't have that chance. How can I go to fight with somebody who is born really healthy? There are a lot of people like me, but it doesn't matter. The matter is as soon as we get the technology, we get up to a certain level. We can develop the skill up to the second level. But if you don't have the technology, either you're going to screw your body or you'll never get there. Okay. So only the guy who is born healthy and have a lot of good training can become a best fighter. And even the best fighter, it is today is this guy, tomorrow is the other guy. You know, that's the reality. So what is with all those people who don't have the body, don't have the health, and don't have the 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 training, like that special training? Well, that require educations. If we can provide everybody those educations from the ancient and now come to America, you fuse it with the science, as I just share with you, everybody can get it, everybody can get healthy. It's like this. Not everybody can be the first billionaire, the top billionaire in the world. And that's not my goal. My goal is, can everybody be the upper middle class? Yes, we want to educate everybody so that they can live as an upper middle class. They live comfortably, they can do meaningful works, and they can benefit other people. So that is my goal. And that is why I start that group too. Hopefully people be able to become quote unquote the upper middle class. And if you can do that, you can teach your kids, you can teach your students, then everybody become upper middle class, everybody happy. It is no use to compete who is the number one billionaire, the top first in the world. Who cares? Because not everybody can be there. And it's not necessary. So this is what I'd like to share with you today. Think about what I'm saying.